Hey everybody, Ben Ferrari Pilot Studios. It's been a couple of weeks. I was in Yellowstone having a great time. Wife and I took the kids, 3 kids. We're all teenagers, a couple teenagers and a 20-year-old. So this was kind of our last big family vacation without girlfriends and boyfriends. Super fun. Glad to be back. Lots to talk about. I got some Beck on the record player behind me. This is a pretty new B-sides and covers album. I think it's called Everybody's Gotta Learn Sometime. The first song is the title of the album, and it's really good. I also I realized I missed a couple things on the Extreme Studios photocopy tour, right? When I was working at Extreme Studios for Rob Liefeld, when I was 18, so 30 some years ago. I would go into the bullpen and hang out, and there were photocopies everywhere because that's what would be done. Artwork would come in, they would make photocopies and send them out to the colorists for their work, or the letterers, or whatever, or just for records. So I have a couple more that I found, and I still have more that I haven't quite located, so there'll be some more at some point, assuming I find them. Here's a really cool Keith Giffen laid out page for a Supreme. He called it the Supreme Special. I want to say it ended up being a Supreme Annual. Charlie Adler did the pencils and inks over the Keith Giffen layouts, Keith Giffen story and layouts. And so I love that. It's really good reference on all kinds of stuff. How he did planets, how he did, asteroids, how he did tech. Really good stuff with Charlie Adler. I've got 2 old X-Men pages. Photocopies again by Whilce Portacio, and these are really cool. It says Uncanny X-Men. Does it say 203? Can't read the writing up top. It was not copied. But anyway, really cool Whilce Portacio page. I do not know who the inker was. There we go. Here's the second of the 2. Whilce Portacio, Uncanny X-Men. What I really want to talk about today is my Carriers property. I've been posting about it lately for a good reason, and it's gotten some good attention. People are interested in it. I created the characters, weaponized carrier pigeons, and their New York adventures. Okay, bottom line. Fable, Gladius, Cherry Bomb, and the Dark Dove. They all have very distinct personalities, costuming, weapons. Unlike the turtles, who look the same, they have a different color, costume and different weapons. But these birds are completely different looking, have their own motif, so to speak. So definitely in the turtles genre, no question about it. In that archetype, I created it probably 15 years ago, and a girl named Erica Heflin, who I know online, jumped in, and we created it and expanded it together. She wrote a couple of scripts. We got some people to draw some issues. Probably around 2021, 22, I put one on Kickstarter. A guy named Joshua Starnes at Red 5 Comics saw the campaign that I was running and said, "Hey, do you want this to be in comic book stores? We're looking for new properties." I said, "Absolutely." So it's been 4 years, 3 to 4 years, and we put out 2 volumes, 2 seasons of the Carriers, and I just want to tell you about them right now because the first volume that I just showed you is going back into stores after its original run about 2 years ago. Because with the implosion of Diamond, new distributors have risen, including Lunar and a company called Massive Publishing, just another publisher, basically created an umbrella of smaller press under them, and they put all these smaller press out through Lunar. So a whole different topic, but the destruction of Diamond may be the best thing that's ever happened to comics. We'll see. But let's go through this. I got 2 covers on each of them. This one is Jeff Johnson. I consider a friend of mine. He's done a couple different things for me. We know him from the 90s. He did Wonder Man. That was his first big one. And then he's just done all kinds of series over the years for every publisher. So Carriers #1, the interiors are by Elias Martins. Jim O'Reilly did the first, I think, 10 pages or so. Very similar styles, and it had to be that way. So those are Jim O'Reilly and Silas Dixon on colors, and then Elias Martins did the second half of the book. This cover, same issue, is by Cedric No-Con. Cedric I know from Extreme Studios, where I worked in the 90s for Liefeld. I am all sold out of the Carriers standard covers for issue 2, except this John Bean Hastings variant, which is hilarious. I just have, I think, 2 of these. The art interiors are just spectacular. A friend of mine named Luis Rivera did these. He is awesome. This one's called Pirate Bay. So again, this is a variant. I only have a couple copies of that. I don't have the standard issues even to show you. 2 covers on Carriers #3, season 1. A Luis Rivera cover. Again, Kurt Belcher, longtime collaborator and friend on the interiors. These are all standalone adventures, so you could pick one up, enjoy, and not have to pick up the second one, a month later. Just do a completely new adventure. Which I kind of like. I don't like the 6-issue, 5-issue arcs because I forget what's happening. Jason Kimball back to issue 3. This is the Kurt Belcher cover. Kurt did a cover and Luis Rivera did the other cover. Issue 4, Jason Kimball did the interiors. There's some of his work. With a story by Jay Hewer. And this cover is probably one of my favorite covers I've ever produced by Elias Martins. Contact him if you want something awesome. Jason Kimball, the interior artist, did cover the second cover on that. A watercolor. The Carriers meet a group of owls called the Parliament. The Carriers are good guys. They do the right thing. The owls, called the Parliament, they're also heroes. They call themselves heroes, but they're very violent. And so you have some really good conflict and drama. Everybody says they're good guys, but can you kill? Can you be violent as the Parliament are? So you got some really good drama in issue 4. Issue 5, cover by Federico Gillen, and he did the interiors as well. And this guy is just so talented. So very talented. Federico Gillen, and then I had Shelby Robertson, another Extreme Studios alum, do the second cover on Carriers #5. I was extremely honored in my time with Red 5 Comics to have a Carriers brand new short story plotted by myself and Jay Hewer. Jay wrote the story. Elias Martins did the art. Was it 8 pages, I believe? But this basically came out, see the bottom, Fable, Gladius, Dark Dove, and Cherry Bomb. This basically summed up the first season that we did, kind of recounted it and gave a new short story. And of course, I'm just honored as could be. How many people get to have their book in free comic book day? Not everyone. So, very excited about that. So, back to Carriers Volume 1. All those are compiled in Volume 1. This is coming out in stores next month. And the FOC, it's called Final Order Cutoff, is Monday. Today's Thursday. So if you're interested in getting this trade paperback, not the singles, but the trade paperback, please go to your local comic book store and say, hey, Massive Publishing is putting out a Red 5 comic called The Carriers Trade Paperback Season 1. I think you're going to love it. Season 2 exists. We didn't do any singles. You're not going to find singles for this. We went straight to trade paperback. We created all the singles, but we did not put them in stores. We compiled them immediately as Season 2. All new standalone adventures. Just as good looking as the first season, or better. Elias Martins, you've got some Kurt Belcher work in there. You've got Federico Gillen again doing a full issue. What else we got? Oh my God, Luis Rivera. Look at this. Just beyond the moon. Proud of the work we put out. Since then we've moved on to lots of other series. Maybe someday we'll come back to the Carriers. But for right now, you got 2 full volumes, Season 1 and Season 2 of the Carriers from Red 5 Comics. in stores via massive indies, massive publishing. Hope you enjoyed that. Again, Ben Ferrari, Pilot Studios. Feel free to go to your local comic book store and ask for those books. They'll be in stores next month. At least Volume 1 will. Volume 2 in the following month. Maybe it's August and then September is when they're released. Thanks. Bye.